Oh my God, the queen hurts. I don't want to ride my bike. Rachel, help me. I got you. Keep watching this video.
Everyday Athlete Tips are brought to you by Rachel Branke from Fit Legally in partnership with Rest Performance, the world's first smart bed. Their mission is to get you, the everyday athlete, into mode rest.
Welcome. We're going to talk about a little bit weird conversation today, but you know what? I think as triathletes, whatever, right? I mean, look at how disgusting the sport really can be. Porta potties, open water, peeing on bikes, whatever. We're just going to have the conversation. We're not going to be embarrassed about it. So if you need to turn it down a little bit, I'm probably going to be talking about lady bits and all of that because I want to make sure you guys are comfortable on your bike. And I'm going to share some of my tidbits as someone who suffers greatly from saddle sores, no matter really what equipment saddle I'm on, what shorts I've got, or what cream that I use. I have problems, and so I'm going to share with you guys just some tips that I've learned in the last few years have kind of helped to reduce the saddle sores as much as possible. Most importantly, keep in mind, not a professional here. I've read all sorts of things in groups. Great. There's awesome feedback in all sorts of forums, especially the Women for Tri group is one that is amazing to get information out of. And everyone has their own feedback. Everyone has their own input on what you should do for your saddle, what you should do for your shorts and all of that. But this is what works for me. But it also changes because I notice that, hormones change throughout the month and it can lend me to be a bit more sensitive down there when it comes to saddle sores. So the very first piece of equipment that we need to talk about is the saddle. I have had saddle problems galore. I have tried 27 saddles. 27 saddles, not all of them gave saddle sores, but comfort is first, right? I kind of am okay if I get a saddle sore because I can just rectify it and fix it later. For me, what's most important is the 112 miles of the bike that I can actually sit and I'm not having to shift from the front to back as much as possible. Now, last year I had done seat mapping. I had changed shorts. I had changed everything. I had tried waxing. I had tried shaving. I had tried going natural. I had tried whatever I could to get rid of the saddle sore and the uncomfortableness down there. I had tried cream after cream after cream and nothing was working. And even with the change in the saddles. So finally, I decided to go and try the Infinity saddle. It is the craziest looking thing, but I ended up doing Ironman Maryland on it and didn't have to shift once. It was amazing. Now, here's the problem, and this is what I caution you guys by asking people about saddle recommendations. The geometry of my new bike that I got over the winter does not allow for this saddle. The change in the aggressiveness of my form has now required me to go to a different saddle, and I am suffering problems from it again. So my old tri bike, this worked great on. Does not mean that it works great on my new one. We even tried adjusting my form, but the geometry of the bike and everything is way more aggressive, and this just does not work out very well. Now, don't knock this saddle. I mean, it's a little crazy looking, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, that's kind of weird. But it's definitely was amazing. When I rode it, it just kind of cups your butt cheeks. It just kind of was nice, and I really miss this. So maybe this is it's called the Infinity saddle. They're not paying me to say this. I bought it on my own free will. I tried it, loved it, and now I'm sad that I can't use it on the new bike, but I use it on my other ones. So I had no saddle sores. I had no problems with this at all. So finding a good saddle is the number one piece, I think. Some people say if you find good shorts, then you don't have to worry about the saddle. If you have a good saddle, you don't have to worry about the shorts. For me, it's a combination of everything. I'll share with you an embarrassing story. When I first started triathlon, this was 3 years ago, I didn't really know much about equipment. I didn't really know much about being in Facebook groups. A friend had invited me to do a triathlon. I did one in a pool, and then my first outdoor one, I just bought whatever kit I could find on the internet, gone onto Amazon, typed it in, and ended up, I won't say the company name, but their chamois are awful, and this is the TMI, so you might want to turn it down a little bit. Between the saddle that I had that was on this road bike that I had at the time and the chamois, it wasn't even a 16-mile bike ride. By the end, I was bloodied from chafing and I was crying coming into T2. Crying. And I was like, I can't do this. There's no way. And that's how I ended up getting in groups and trying 27 saddles and all this kind of stuff. But I share with you to say you're going to have to find what works best for you. For me, what was most important, and I don't have those shorts anymore, what was most important was finding the right after the right saddle is finding the right chamois. Okay, they come differently, as you can see. These core ones go all the way down the legs, and that kind of eliminated that ridge. There was a high ridge on the ones that I wore for one of my first triathlons, the one that bloodied me up. And here, this is a Wadi Ink one. So it looks like it has a ridge, but it's super flush. If I could show you the other one, there was definitely a lip, and I can almost go like this on the other chamois. And anytime you have any movement like that is going to cause a lot of problems, just chafing or saddle sores. So for me, I am a big fan of core shorts. Like I said, it goes all the way down to the leg, as you can see. Let me try to hold it up this way. See, the chamois goes all the way down the leg right here. The Wadi one doesn't go all the way down, but I don't have any problems with it. And remember, I'm still having saddle issues, but I have no problems from the chamois itself. And so it's nice and flush. You guys can see that. So this is the Wadi Ink one. Obviously, these are all inside out. And then I also have a pair of DeSoto ones that are also flush. For me, that's the biggest thing to look for, is how flush the chamois is. All the materials can be a little bit different, because if you see, the core and the DeSoto are very soft, and they're almost like, I don't know if it's cottony, but they're almost like a cottony-like feel. And then the Wadi is a bit more like water wicking, I guess, if you will. Either way, I don't have issues with these, because remember, I had all of these on this saddle, and I had no problems. So it's all about finding a chamois that also works for you. For me, if I buy one, the first thing I do is I do the flick test. And I actually was a little skeptical on the Wadi kit at first, even though everyone raves about them. I was skeptical because even though it doesn't flip up like that first one I had, I was concerned at how it does feel like it has a ridge, but I have no problem. I do put Body Glide on all of mine. It doesn't matter if it's ridged or not, but it just to kind of help, because no matter what, it doesn't matter what amazing saddle you have or what amazing shorts you have, friction happens. Friction rubbing happens, and so why not aid the process by a stick of Body Glide? So I always do put Body Glide all along the edge when I use the core shorts. I actually just put it on my body in all the same areas, like where this chamois and where the saddle would sit, on my legs and my lady bits. But definitely the shorts are the next thing. And lastly, you'll hear everyone tell you, if you ask about saddle sores or saddle uncomfortableness, oh, get chamois cream. I am one of those individuals that cannot just have saddle cream. I get complications, to put it nicely. Having a lot of cream and stuff down there repeatedly can cause female issues and infections, and so I'm very sensitive to that. Chamois cream, the first time I'd use it, oh, I would be down with an infection, right? I did find it a little bit better when I was using the Desitin baby cream, but even still kind of the same issue. I don't have that problem when I use the stick of Body Glide and I just apply it in like a deodorant stick down there. It helps to keep it away from the areas, but definitely, so if you're having problems and you're having uncomfortableness, go through, look at the saddle, look at the shorts, look if you can use chamois cream. If you can't because you're having problems, try diaper rash cream. Don't put too much, it'll come through black shorts and it doesn't look very good. And also, no matter what on these tips, as soon as you're done working out, as soon as possible, go shower and change your shorts. That is definitely, you can track in bacteria, track in sweat, and it can cause problems for you, which can also inspire saddle sores. So not just like UTIs and stuff, but you can end up getting saddle sores. I'm one of those that has always been very predisposed to just getting blood blisters and stuff from underwear rubs, jean rubs, and so I know that I'm super sensitive when it comes to cycling. But once I have the saddle under control, once I have the shorts under control, I can go a long time without even having to use this, just use Body Glide, and without having any saddle sores. But now I'm having back to square one with the saddle issue, and I'm trying to find a way to remedy that. When it does come to cleaning up saddle sores, you're going to find a broad range of feedback for that. I've gone to a dermatologist, they've put me on medication, they've drained them, they've gone through this whole process. I'm not a medical professional, I am only telling you what has worked for me. But recently, since I am having those saddle issues while I'm trying to hunt down another saddle, and I got to do that before Kona, I do the Body Glide, I have one of my shorts that are tried and true. I am taking, after I shower, bathe, get it all washed really good, I just take little alcohol swabs and rub right where I know that there are some sores. Now, not on the inside of the parts, it's only on external, on the outside. And I have found that it's helping to keep them away, but it can dry it out. So I don't do it every single time, but most of the time it's like the first bath after I go for a long ride, wash it really good, and apply, just wipe it with some rubbing alcohol to help clean out the bacteria, and it has helped to keep them at bay, and I'm not having to run over to the dermatologist to have something drained. If you guys have any comments, any feedback, any things that have worked for you, please feel free to leave in the comments. This is just sharing what I've gone through. A little embarrassing, but I want to help some of you, especially those that are newer in the sport and definitely are unsure of what you need to look for. I say start with saddle. Then go to shorts. You can kind of flip-flop those if you want, but definitely saddle and shorts, and then looking at finding out the right creams that work for you, if any do at all. Hope that helps you guys. Let's try to stay saddle sore free, because it's no fun doing a triathlon when your lady bits are hurting. Let's focus on the pain in our legs and the pain that we're trying to put on our competitors, right? Good luck, guys. Hope this helps you.